Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for your likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to thank you guys for listening to my story times, and I want to thank you all for the positive feedback. I know that there will be a lot of negative feedback, and that's okay. This is my story. These are the things that I've gone through. These are the things that I have witnessed. And like I've said in previous videos, I don't feel like I've gone through any of this for no reason. And so here I am telling my story. I do feel that there has been a great deal of injustice that has been taking place due to this female, due to this family, and everybody that has been involved. Put yourself in my shoes. You are one person, and you are having to try to defend yourself against all of these people, and all of these people have high positions. They have the financial resources in order to do whatever they need to do, make whatever it is that they need to happen, manipulate situations. You have lawyers and police officers in your back pocket, and it's just me. It's just me by myself. I've been separated from my family, and I've been separated from friends, people who I thought were my friends, and been separated from jobs. I've lost a lot of things, and for the life of me, I still cannot fathom if I am continuously moving on, moving forward with my life, why would someone continuously follow behind me and continuously attack me behind the scenes, trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm crazy, I don't know what I'm talking about, that I'm someone that I'm not, destroying my character, destroying my foundation of anything that I build. It's a lot to deal with. And if you have ever found yourself in a situation like I have, I really want to encourage you to speak up and speak out and share your story as well. With that being said, we are going to get back into episode 6. This episode will be miscellaneous, mysterious things that have been happening to me and have been covered up. After everything happened in 2020, going into 2021, I was SA'd by her family member. And again, I didn't know that this person was connected to her, related to her, or them at all. So that was yet another setup. I ended up moving back home, thinking that I would be safe with my family. It's a horrible feeling to feel like where you're going to be celebrated and you're going to feel safe because you're going to the arms of your family. I was not at all celebrating genuinely, and I was not at all protected. In fact, that family member, well, that female and that male who SA'd me were in contact with my family. I had never introduced them to my family at all. This is around the time during the last episode that I told you she showed up in that small town where, actually both of them showed up in the small town where my family lived at the time, which is weird because why are you here? I even saw members of her family coming out of a well-known store, grocery store, and it was so weird because it's like they had been looking for me too, and they said, there goes, and they said my name. I never met them. I had only, and some of y'all can be like, well, how do you know this is that person's family? We have a wonderful world of internet, y'all. I do my due diligence. That family had been, while I had been looking for jobs, they would intervene in those jobs, somehow, some way. They would send me fake job offers as well. And they'll say, well, and at the time I did not know it was their family. They would say, well, this job is not available anymore, but I do have something else for you. And her mother's name would be signed off at the bottom. And I suppose they felt like I didn't know who the family's names were, this, that, and the third. Speaking of the family's name, another incident that occurred, I had an entire company, yet another entire company come against me that I had to fight. I was treated horribly. These nurses, and this was back in the time where I had my pharmacy license, was nationally certified, and I spoke with doctors and nurses predominantly, and they always seem to, I know y'all can say doctors and nurses can be rude, yes, we know, but some of them had like a personal vendetta against me. It was so weird. Even some of the colleagues that I worked with, they would say certain things. They would try to come up against me all at once, and they would say things like it's going to be an ambush, this, that, and the third. It was like such a toxic environment. The leadership got switched out a lot, and some of these people are flown in from different areas, and it's the same thing that's been happening here where I am. I ended up having to take it the legal route. During this time when I took it the legal route, mind you, I did not know this female existed. I did not know her name, did not know anything about her, did not know she was related to the political, nothing. The firm that ended up representing me was her people. So what she likes to do is cause ruckus, cause chaos, and then try to clean it up and cover it up herself. It did not dawn on me until like years later, with this same pattern and these same tactics kept on happening, that I ended up looking into it and finding out, okay, so this is her name, her last name, this firm is their last name, her people are these people, and this is all connected. So imagine you're trying to get people to defend you, and you don't have anywhere to go because of, and this is why this family has been getting away with these things, because they throw the rock and hide the hand. They have their own cleanup crew, this, that, and the third. Another incident that occurred was the car accident that I told y'all I was going to tell y'all about later. I had been watched a lot, stalked a lot, and I kept on making reports about it, and I kept on making complaints about it. Before the accident, I got a call from a company that kept on wanting me to sign papers in regarding to my car. And they said, you need to sign it like right now while I'm on the phone. And I was like, that's weird. Why am I being rushed into signing this contract? The next morning, I was doing delivery, and I had to wait a while. Normally when I had to wait a while, I just was like, you know what, that's okay. It's not worth it. I'm going to just go and pick up another order. This time I waited. They kept on stalling it, and that should have really been a red flag. They sent me up to, and I feel like the reason why I had to wait is because they had to get the person there in their area in order to do the car accident. So I ended up being injured. The police that were there, they seemed to already know what was on. And I know going on. And I noticed that anytime I have to contact the police, they already had this smirk on their faces, like they know what's going on. They try to belittle me, and they try to, it's horrible to have to deal with something and someone like this when you're just trying to move on with your life. I kid you not. I ended up reaching out to a firm to defend me again. That person seemed to already know what was going on as well. And she said, "Oh, okay, let me give you the name of another firm, and then you can reach out to them." And she started, like, I'm very intuitive. I pick up on everything. I reached out to that firm, and they were supposed to represent me. And this was so shady. And they do the same thing like this family does. They say little subliminal things to let you know that it's them that's involved. Before the accident, I lost a lot of things. All of my things had to be placed in storage, and I had to start over. I tried to get my things out of storage, but excuse me, y'all. I know it's a lot of moving around. I tried to get my things out of storage, but that was a setup as well. We'll go into that in another episode. These have been constant attacks after, like, back to back. They were trying to make sure I could not get anything out of my storage. Some of the things that I had, you guys know I'm a writer, and now I'm hearing my music on the radio by different various artists, things like that. One of the things that the lawyer said to let me know that she was involved was this statement. She was stating they kept on trying to put everything on me and not to go after the other client, the other person that was involved. If you my lawyer, why are you not defending me? Why are you not going after this person, especially if there was no fault on my end? She said, well, you have insurance. Why don't you just use yours? Not using yours is like having brand new shoes in the closet and never wearing them. What was in my storage was brand new shoes. I had never worn brand new clothes. I had never even gotten a chance to wear any of it. And I was adamant about getting my things out of storage. They kept on trying to hold this up. They kept on trying to ignore me. They would not answer the phone or anything like that. They would not allow me to get my belongings or anything. Even with this, even when I had to go to therapy, their family members would be sitting in at my appointments. And a lot of them would get caught. One of the family members was connected to him. And that family member was... It's so deep, y'all. That family member was sexually active with her family member that was staying next door to me. If y'all listen back on one of the last episodes where I told you about the stalker who moved next door to me and would constantly have loud sexual activity because he wanted me to hear, he was having sexual intercourse with a family member that's connected to my ex who was at those appointments. I moved from that doctor's office, went to another doctor's office, and all of a sudden, one of her family members comes in and they're working administration with all of my files and all of my documents as well. How bogus are they? In those appointments, though I had these injuries, they were gaslighting me and trying to tell me, no, it's not because of this, it's because of this. They were trying to find ways to put it on me, saying, are you athletic, this, that, and third? No. The stalker was also there during the accident. He has also tried to hit me with cars on numerous occasions. When I moved on and didn't look back, like he would try numerous ways to get my attention, to get a reaction out of me. And he felt like, okay, she's going to react this way. They have continuously kept themselves around me, whether it's on my job, whether it is where I live. I can't even go to the doctor. My HIPAA rights have been violated and everything. Like, she has tapped into my HIPAA records, written down things, or gotten nurses to write down certain things and everything that were not true. I remember having a conversation with one of the nurses about something that I saw, and she was like, oh no, that's not correct, that's not accurate. I'm like, well, why is it there? Can we just talk about this? Like, she was like real nervous, like, what is going on? What is going on? Why do you have access? And this also ties in to one of the interviews that I had in regards to HIPAA, because she was on that phone call as well. The wife. The interview was so childish because they were asking me questions, and I'm like, what kind of questions are even these? Like, you sound stupid. You sound so uneducated. You sound like a little 13-year-old girl playing on the phone, and here the wife is in the background saying, ask her this, ask her that. And one of the questions that they asked me is, how would you respond if someone said that you were into someone else's medical records? Games, little girl games like this. We're going to end it here. This is the end of episode 6, Miscellaneous Mysteries. Until next time.